Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. I have a different style video for you guys, and I wanted to address the elephant in the room, or should I say the shrinking elephant in the room. I want to go over this amazing weight loss fitness journey that I have been on for the last roughly year, 12 months. But I want to go over that with you guys, my amazing loyal followers, because a lot of people have been asking. So let's dive in. Okay, so as I said, I've been on a fitness journey. Gosh, honestly, if I'm being honest, my entire life. This is going to be kind of a vulnerable video, because I mean, you guys have seen me struggling with my weight, being overweight ever since I've started my YouTube journey. I've never let it stop me. I never cared what people thought of me. I just knew I had some information I wanted to share. And whether I was 200 plus pounds or 150 pounds or whatever, it never mattered to me. So it's been fun, honestly, watching this journey through my YouTube channel, because I'll go back to thumbnails and be like, wow, who was that girl? And now to see the thumbnails of how much of a difference it is, it's an encouragement for sure. So, yeah, I've been on this weight loss journey this round. Like, this is probably the 700th time on a journey. And it started back in, gosh, probably, I'll say January of 2023. Was this latest round. I got my labs back from my doctor's office and I was not happy. I've always had, as far as like blood pressure was always fine. It was always the cholesterol that was kind of the one that has always been an issue. I do have heart disease in my family. My mom actually passed away in 2015 from heart-related issues, among other things, but I know the heart disease was one of the biggest causes. And fitness has always needed to be a priority in my life and my family's life. So taking it back to, I'm going to start with the January of 2023. I get those lab results back and decided to start a program here in the Tucson area. It's called Diet of Hope. It is a doctor-run diet program. I've done them all. Like I said, I've struggled with my weight my entire adult life. I probably remember the first time noticing I had a weight issue was back in at least middle school. I noticed I was bigger than others. Definitely by high school, it was very apparent that I was overweight. My mom was always good at not saying anything, not giving me any issues. Like, she struggled with her weight, but it never rubbed off on me. I never was calorie conscious or worrying about that stuff in high school, even though I should have, because later on in high school, I remember joining Weight Watchers with her by the time I was 16. And in today's video, which was today? Yeah, Tuesday. So the video that went out this afternoon that I recorded, I mentioned how, no, where was I going with that? Total brain fart. But oh yeah, I mentioned I'm going to be 40. Wow, I'm going to be 40. So it's been a long time that I have been on this weight loss constant diet struggle bus. So again, back to January, I joined this Diet of Hope, and basically it was very, 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 very low carb, low fat, low sugar, low everything. But it was being monitored by nurse practitioners and doctors at this facility. So you would go in every week, you would get weighed in, they would actually scan. They did a liver scan, which was pretty cool. So they did an ultrasound of my liver to show that when I started out having unhealthy liver enzymes and numbers to getting to healthy liver and healthy numbers. So that was a huge jump start. I lost probably 25 pounds on that. And then what year are we in? 24. Yeah. So then I lost that 20 pounds by probably July of last year. So I noticed some of my videos and some of my pictures in that time, you can see that roughly 20-pound loss. But then come the holidays, I started creeping back up, and I gained about 5 of that back. So then January, February of this year, 2024, a friend of mine actually was talking to me about her weight loss journey that I have been watching and seeing amazing, amazing results. She actually told me that she had gastric sleeve surgery. And it just kind of set off a little thinking action up there. Knowing that I have been struggling my entire life doing the low carb, doing the Weight Watchers, doing the calories, doing the carnivore, doing God knows every diet under the sun. And they always think, or doctors and professionals always think, that fat people just need to eat less and move more. And that cannot be further from the truth. Obesity is 100% a disease. It is. And it needs to be treated as such. We give medications, we give surgeries for people that have diabetes, that have heart disease, that have high blood pressure. Like, we've got all these medications to help you, where the root of it is the obesity. And trying to move more, believe me, I've got a full-on gym in my bedroom with the treadmills and the weights and all of it. So the moving is not the problem. The eating less, no, I've been on all the diets. I've lost the weight, but then I gain it right back. So when this friend planted the seed of gastric sleeve surgery, at first I'm like, no. Like, that's not for me. I cannot possibly go through something like that. And I just continued doing my normal weight loss, eating less, right? Less carbs. We've all done it. And my body was just stuck. It was stuck. It lost that 20 pounds last year, and it flat out said, no more. I am at the weight I need to be, which is a complete lie, because I did not want to be at that weight. It just didn't get the memo. So I started going down the research path of GLP-1 medication. And again, everybody's talking about this right now. It is the hot topic. Basically, it is medicine that was originally prescribed for diabetes that has been relabeled and remanufactured for obesity. So I'm starting to look into this, and through getting the referrals, talking to the pharmacies, this prescription would have been over $500 a month. I know. I had that same response. So we're now into March of this year, and realizing how expensive GLP-1s are, and knowing that that needs to be a lifetime medication, because the minute you stop taking it, you can just gain the weight right back. And knowing the path that would put me on, I went back to that friend and started asking some more questions. So she was very open and told me everything about this surgery. I talked to my health insurance and trying to find out how much it would be to have gastric sleeve surgery. I talked to all 4 major hospitals in the Tucson, Arizona area, and they all denied me. They said that my BMI was not high enough, which cracks me up, because I lost the 20 pounds last year. That put my BMI at a healthy range. No, it wasn't a healthy range. It was just not obese enough to qualify for surgery. You needed to have one of the 4 comorbidities. It was diabetes, hypertension, sleep apnea, and I always forget what that 4th one is. And thank God I'm healthy. I don't have any of those. So it's sad that to get a surgery that is supposed to prevent all of those, they want you to have those in order to get that surgery. So it's a very, very flawed system. So I started looking out and researching the same surgery center that this friend went to in Mexico. I know, it's crazy. And this is probably the one reason that I haven't been as open about my weight loss journey. And I don't want you guys to think that I have been holding off or that I'm lying about it. I want to be completely transparent about where I went and how my procedure and how everything went. If you made it this long, thank you. So yes, I had gastric sleeve surgery. I had it on March 29th of this year, 2024. March 29th happens to be my half birthday. So I was 6 months before turning 40. I knew I needed to do this. I have never done something this life-changing for myself. As a mom, as a wife, I've never put myself first like this. It's just not in my nature. So to take my health seriously and to make a decision like this, it was not taken lightly. I did need the support, of course, of my husband, and we've been married now 12 years. So he's watched me struggle with my weight for this entire 12 years, as well as knowing that I've struggled my whole life. So he was 100% supportive. And my kids are young, so it wasn't so much that I needed support from them. I needed to explain kind of, at least to the 9-year-old, that I'm going away to have a procedure to help me get healthy. And that's kind of the realm of her understanding of it. My 4-year-old, he didn't really, was like, all right, bye, Mom. Dad's in charge. We're good. All right. So taking it back to March of last year was when I called up the surgery center in Mexico, and they were actually able to get me scheduled pretty much right away. And I had my Disney trip planned. So when I talked to them, that would have meant to have the surgery like 2 or 3 weeks before going to Disney. And knowing that this was my first trip ever to Disneyland. Okay, I was 5 when I went, but first trip ever in memory. I wanted to enjoy it, and I didn't know what type of recovery the surgery was going to have. So I went ahead and pushed that till 2 weeks after we got back from Disney. I'm glad I did. I mean, I probably would have been fine, just a little tired, but I'm glad I did it that way. So 2 weeks after getting back from Disney was when we went to Mexico. My sister, thank you, sister, for coming with me. She was my support person. It took some convincing of her as well, because I know it has such I don't know the word, like such a stigma having weight loss surgery. And I think, again, that's part of the reason I haven't been as transparent as I've wanted to be when people have asked in the comments what I'm doing. Yes, I'm doing low carb. You have to when you have such a life-changing surgery. You do have to move more. You do have to make the healthy choices. So gastric sleeve surgery is basically where they go in and they remove about 80% of your stomach. So what you are left with is just a tiny little bit that is barely able to hold about 3 to 4 ounces of food. So when you have a surgery like this, you have to prioritize the type of food that goes in. So it has to be protein. I have to get between 80 and 100 grams of protein a day. And that leaves 0 room for the junk food. So I'm not having the carbs, because that's just fillers. I'm not having as many vegetables. I'm having some. I've been hooked on these cucumber salads, but don't get me started on those. So I'm getting some veggies. I am taking lots of vitamins to make up for that. But there are multiple types of gastric surgeries out there, bariatric surgeries. And the reason I chose this one, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I felt that it was less invasive. I've seen more success with it. I've seen more long-term success with it. Less risk. I don't know if I said that. Yeah, there were a lot of benefits to this surgery versus like gastric bypass. Less risk of malnutrition or malnourishment, I guess, because I'm still absorbing all the nutrients that go in. I'm not bypassing any of my intestines or any of that. I kind of like where my intestines are, so I didn't want to mess with it. So anyways, there's a whole long list of reasons to choose one surgery over another. So that's not why I'm here today, is to give advice on what type of surgery to have, but just telling you what I did and what I felt fit for me. So yeah, here we are 5 months from surgery. What is today? Today is the 27th. So in 2 days will be my 5-month anniversary, and I'm down 45 pounds. I think about 45 pounds. So my goal is at least another 30 for my personal goal and 40 from the surgery center's goal. But that is because of my height. I'm 5'2". So to compare the number that they want me to be at, it seems like it's kind of low, but it's because I'm 5'2" and I should not be carrying the weight that I was carrying before. It has been completely life-changing. I have zero regrets, absolutely zero regrets. The amount of confidence, I'm happier. I have more energy. Everyone just says I just look better. I look healthier. I look more lively. It has been a complete life change. And I wanted to share this with you guys because I do get a lot of comments where people are noticing, and I know my first reaction is just to, okay, I'm doing low carb, I'm moving more, and I feel like that's doing a disservice to the audience. I want you guys to know that there are other options out there, and while low carb and moving more and eating less works for some, it does not work for everyone. And if you're somebody that struggles with it, for me to say, oh yeah, I just dropped 40 pounds by eating less, it can definitely discourage because it's not that easy. And surgery is not the easy button. So I hate to use that word easy. It's definitely far from the easy button. It's just another tool. And I've used so many tools over my life with all the different diets that are out there, and learning so much about how our bodies react to obesity has been just eye-opening. And how I've listened to so many podcasts in this time where your body can get to one weight and it thinks because it's been at that weight for 15 years that that's its happy point. And no matter how much you either starve yourself or do any millions of diets, you will not get below that weight. And if you do, it's like a squeak below it, and then you have one Twinkie and you're right back up. So the reason of choosing this lifestyle is so I'm not constantly in that diet culture. I know I will always have to be mindful of what I eat. I will always have to have that kind of in the back of my mind because, like I said, obesity is a disease, and I definitely think it is a long-term struggle, but I can learn to kind of have it in remission, if you will. How I can live a normal life. I can have a piece of birthday cake and not think, oh my God, I got to starve myself tomorrow. Like I don't know. If you've never struggled with your weight, it's a totally different battle out there. And by choosing this for myself, I've given my body and my life a second chance. So I'm excited to see the changes that this brings. I'm excited to motivate my kids to stay healthy because honestly, she's the one that's watching. My 9-year-old daughter is the one that sees me constantly yo-yoing. She sees me trying to stay away from bad foods and don't eat the cake or have less sugar and like just, I don't know. I want to teach the right habits and the right choices to not have her struggle the way I have. I mean, she's healthy right now. I mean, generally speaking, she's overall healthy for a 9-year-old. She's also very active. So I think that's helping her, but I want to make sure that she doesn't see and live through the struggles that I did my entire life. So, all right. I know that was a lot of talking, but I really just wanted to address this because I know it is very apparent. I am super excited for how far I've come. I'm going to put some before pictures. I probably should have done this earlier in the video, but I want to put up some before pictures so you guys can see how far I've come. And I'm so proud of how far I've come. And I know it's just beginning. The journey still has to continue, not only to get off these 30 pounds, but then to keep the 30 pounds off and not let those little sneaky snacks and sugars and other things that are so easy to get down, let that stuff sneak back in. So I appreciate all the kind words and all the high fives and the love and support that you all have shown me as you're watching this journey continue. And I appreciate the support that you continue as you watch this journey. If this is your first time catching my channel, welcome. This is a reselling channel, but because I've been on YouTube now for over a year, you've been able to watch my journey, my fitness journey that I've been on consistently now for a year, but it's been going for 30 years. I'm excited to see where I'm at for my 40th birthday. That's going to be the telltale. And when I knew that my surgery was booked on that 6 month, like just thinking where I could be in 6 months. And it's exciting. It's a whole new life and I love it. So feel free down below if you have any questions. I'm an open book. I know I've said in the past, as far as what are you doing, I've always said low carb, whatever. But now that you know, the monkey is out of the bag. I had gastric sleeve surgery in March of 2024, and I had it done in Mexico at the Obesity Control Center. Not sponsored, but if you have questions, I mean, you can Google them. Very reputable surgery center down there. It was in Tijuana. I know, believe me, I had all the doubts when everyone's like, oh yeah, you went to Mexico, you crazy, crazy goon. But it's a very, very reputable surgery center. So did my research, very happy with it. Zero complaints. But yeah, if this is your first time, this is not the type of content I normally put out. And if you do like this content as far as reselling goes, make sure you're subscribed to the channel because you get to watch all things resell and me shrinking more, hopefully. All right, friends, thank you so much for watching and putting up with this so far. I hope you are encouraged. I hope I could be a light of information if this is something that you're interested in. Definitely, I'm an open book. So answer or let me know any questions. You can email them if you prefer. My new email, which I just set up, which I'm having weird issues with. I set up one that is support@desertsellers.com. I probably should have named that something different, but on a whim, I went with support at. But that's just an email just to me. There's no like support team. It's me, Jennifer. But if you have any questions, definitely feel free to shoot them over. You can ask them in the comments, but if you want to keep it personal or private, feel free to email me or message me on Instagram. Thank you guys so much again for all the love and support, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.